Well, hello there, folks. Bill O'Leary here in this video, and the topic for this one is going to be about subtrusts. And so, why are subtrusts important, and what are they used for? So, quick introduction. I'm an estate planning, elder law, and probate attorney, and my firm here in Jacksonville, Florida, is Legacy Planning Law Group. So let's jump right in. So, subtrust. What is a subtrust? Think of it as a trust inside of a trust. So let me try to give you a visual. A trust basically is a box. It's basically a box which allows you to answer, the 4 questions. Who gets your stuff, what they get, when they get it, and how they get it. That's what you do with the big box. Makes things smooth, quick, and easy at your death because your family isn't stuck in the probate. So again, picture the box. But inside this big box, I have a little box in the lower corner. That little box is a subtrust. I like to refer to it as a lockbox, but that actually is a trust inside of a trust. And once the big trust is put together, you do it as, let's say, a revocable trust, again, to avoid probate. And it includes that little trust. That's what we call a subtrust. And at the time the big trust is put together, that little box or subtrust goes to sleep. It goes to sleep, and it's going to continue to sleep and sleep until when? Well, when you pass away, then it automatically wakes up and kicks in. It's like a jack of the box, and the lid opens and it raises its hand and it says, hello, I'm over here, I'm in the corner of the big box, time for me to kick in and be administered at that time for reasons and for persons I'm about to describe. Understand that while that big box, while you were alive, you're the one that put that together, was in all likelihood a revocable trust, a trust that you can revoke or change. That little subtrust, once it wakes up at your death, is an irrevocable trust. You can't change it, it's baked in, it's locked in, where you have set the ground rules. Why might you include a subtrust, a little box inside of the big box? Well, to protect a loved one, a beneficiary. What do I mean by that? Well, maybe protect the beneficiary from themselves. Maybe they are, irresponsible with money and so forth. Also, to protect the inheritance passing on to the beneficiary, to protect that from the beneficiary's creditors. Well, I'm not thinking so much about not paying the credit card bill, but how about the possibility that your child gets a divorce or in some sort of car accident lawsuit? Now, once that little subtrust wakes up at your death, it has to be administered. It's a process we call trust administration. So a few of the things that we put together at that time is, first of all, give a formal name to that subtrust. So let's say we have a big trust that, let's say, mom and dad put together in January 1, 2015. Dad has since died. Now mom is still living, but let's say mom dies here in 2023, and the beneficiary under the trust is their child, John Smith. So the name we might give to that trust would be called Irrevocable John Smith under agreement dated, let's say, January 1, 2015, or words to that effect. So we have to give it a formal name. We have to get a tax ID number called an EIN, because that's a separate tax-paying entity at that point. It's a irrevocable trust. Set up a bank account. We've got to make sure that the trust is funded so the assets move from the big box down into the little trust. And again, that's a process called trust administration. And then moving forward, we'll have to file a separate tax return for that subtrust. What are some of the types of subtrust? Well, one I like to refer to as a closed subtrust. That's meant for a beneficiary who is not capable of being in charge of their own trust or their own lockbox. Think a minor, a child under age 18. You need somebody else to be in charge of that subtrust. Somebody else is the trustee. Or maybe even an adult child, but they're irresponsible. They're not good with money, or maybe they have an addiction problem, gambling problem, and so forth. You can also build a lockbox for the adult child who is financially responsible, where you then can give them control of their own lockbox, make them the trustee of their own trust. So again, picture the big box. I've got a small box in the corner, and the door to that small lockbox swings open. It swings open, and your child has access to the money into that lockbox, can take money out anytime that they want. But there's a mechanism built in that if something unfortunate occurs in their life, think they are going through a divorce or get into that car accident, a mechanism to shut that door so that the inheritance in that lockbox is off limits. One other quick mention about another kind of subtrust we often use, and that's for retirement accounts, IRAs, 401ks. A lot of people have money in that they're passing on to their kids. Well, to make sure that the inherited IRA is also protected from the divorce, car accident, we can build a separate lockbox, a separate subtrust inside the big box called an IRA trust. So lots of different ways to handle subtrust and reasons for doing them. If you'd like to know a little bit more about subtrust and what they are and what they are used for, and maybe how we can help, we'd love to talk to you. So we encourage you to go ahead and start the conversation with us. Schedule a free 15-minute discovery phone call. Click on the scheduling link that's now appearing in this video, takes you to our booking calendar. Do like and share with your friends, just trying to get the word out. And hey, if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. So, Bill O'Leary signing off for now. Go make it a great day and a better world.